Today we will see practical number 6 of the stiffness matrix of a portal frame. So already we have solved the varieties of numericals of the portal frames. Okay, so a portal frame in our theory lectures. So today we will see the same type of numerical, okay, in practical number 6. So first of all, this is a typical numerical, okay, which is taken from your practical number 6 of one of the example is been considered for the unequal leg of a portal frame, having the column is having a similar I factor, and whereas a beam is a 1.5 I. Okay, so let us see how to solve this numerical by using stiffness matrix method. Okay, so as shown on the screen, okay, this is typically a portal frame. Okay, and in this case what we have to do, we have to calculate the unknowns. Okay, so first of all, theta b DOKI we have to calculate. So in DOKI, theta b is unknown and theta c is unknown and delta is unknown. Okay, so how you will identify this frame as a portal frame? Okay, although both the support is a fixed support. Okay, so it means that it restrain the rotation at A and D. But if you see the column length, okay, AB is having a length of 6 meter, whereas CD is a length of 3 meter. So because of unequal leg condition or the height of the column condition, the frame will be defined as a sway frame. Okay, so you have to identify this frame, okay, and then only you have to go for the sway frame or non-sway frame based on the conditions. Okay, so DOKI will be theta b, theta c and delta. So therefore the total unknown will be 3. So let us see how to calculate, okay, stiffness matrix, okay, of a unknown. So first of all, the formulation of a stiffness matrix. Okay, so we will start counting or calculating the unknown. So first of all, apply the unit rotation at joint B, because first unknown we have to calculate as theta b. So when we apply the theta b is equal to 1, okay, so beam, first of all we have to split the beam and column like this. Okay, so when we apply the unit rotation at joint B, here at the rotation point 4 EI by L will be formed, which will be equal to 1.5 EI. Okay, why 1.5? Because here the factor is 1.5 is there. Okay, here 2 EI by L will be there, that is equal to 0.75 EI. Okay, then here it will be 4 EI by L. Okay, and here it will be 2 EI by L. So the final will be 0.167. Here RA is equal to 0.167. Okay, here there will be no effect because we are applying the rotation at theta b. So the farther end C, there will be no effect on column. Okay, so here we can sum the value at the respective joint. So K11, which will be calculated on the left joint, so it will be equal to 1.5 plus 0.67. Okay, so 1.5 plus 0.67, the answer will be 2.17. So here the answer will be 2.17. It is equal to, okay, here to K21, which will be calculated at joint C. So 1.75 plus 0, that is equal to 0.75. Okay, and K31 is equal to this 0.167. Okay, so this is theta b, the first unknown, theta c, second unknown, that is K21, and this is third, that is K31, that is 0.67. that is because of rotation effect, displacement effect. Okay, now next is apply the unit rotation at C. So when we applying the unit rotation at C, the same condition will exist, but acting as an anti-clockwise or acting as a mirror image. Okay, so here it will be 4 EI by L, here it will be 2 EI by L. Okay, and here equal to 4 EI by L, 2 EI by L. Okay, and at joint B, at the column AB, there will be no effect. Okay, so we have to calculate the value 4 EI by L, 2 EI by L. This value will be calculated. Okay, 4 EI by L, 2 EI by L at the column is all value is also calculated. So here it will be K12, that is equal to 0.75. This, then K22, that is equal to 1.5 plus 1.33, that is 2.83, and K32, that is equal to 0.67. Okay, this is because of theta b, theta c, and it is because of displacement. Now last is applying the unit displacement. Delta 1 equal to 1 at beam level. So here 0, here 0. So 6 ei by l square. Okay, here it is equal to 0. So here it will be equal to 0.167. 0.167 here is equal to 0.05, 0.44, 0.67. Okay, 6 ei by l square, 6 into 1 by 0.67. Okay, so k13 is equal to 0.167. Here k23 is equal to 0.67 and k33 is equal to 0.05 plus 0.44, that is equal to 0.49. Okay, this effect will be calculated as because of unit displacement. Okay, now assemble of all the global stiffness matrix. So k is equal to 1 2 3, that is unknown, theta b, theta c coordinate. Then we have to club all the values from the respect to 3 diagram. Okay, and then we will get the final answer as like this. Okay, 2.17, 0.75, 0.167, 0.75, 2.3. Here the displacement calculation will be. Okay, so this for calculating the displacement, first of all we have to split the beam and column. Okay, then we have to calculate the fixed end moment. This is 30 kilonewton is there. Okay, that is nothing but a concentrated load is acting on the beam. So the answer WL by 8, 30 into 4 by, okay, 8, the answer is 15. Okay, as there is no nodal load is acting on the column, so therefore the horizontal loading or the horizontal moment as well as the reaction will be equal to 0. Now ADL will be 15, this 15, then minus 15, then 0. This is 1 2 3, 1 2 and 3, as it is a anti-clockwise, but while representing in your load vector form, okay, in the matrix form it will be acting as positive. Here it is a clockwise, but while representing in your matrix form it will be minus, and D is equal to 0, that is equal to 0. So theta b, theta c and delta. Now the formula is ADL plus K into DS is equal to 0. So we have to put all this value very carefully and solve this simultaneous equation, 3 simultaneous equation, and you will get the answer of what theta b, theta c and delta. Okay, so theta b, theta c and delta can be calculated by this matrix equation. Okay, now after calculating the matrix equation, first what we required is final moment. So final moment formula is AR is equal to ARL plus ARD into DF. So AR means what? That is your required moment which is to be calculated at each point, that is AB, BA, BC, CB, CD and DC. ARL is equal to, that is the nodal load vector, that is you calculated 0 0 15 minus 15 0 0. ARD is the theta b, theta c. Okay, from this theta b will be calculated from the diagram number 1, theta c will be calculated from diagram number 2, and delta will be calculated from displacement. Okay, and DF is equal to the calculated unknown which is be theta b, theta c and delta value, like this. Okay, now after solving this matrix, okay, manually, okay, if you calculate this by using your calculator, okay, it is well and good, but I think the calculator is having a restriction up to 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, and here the matrix formulation is almost 3 by 6. Okay, so but it is better to calculate manually. Okay, so you can calculate manually this matrix, and then finally you will get the answer in the form of matrix like this, in the form of moment in a matrix equation. And one important thing is that whatever the value which is obtained, it is in a minus or plus form. Okay, but while representing in actual diagram, the sign convention will be opposite. So final diagram will be like this. This is your final diagram. Okay, Haugen diagram, and along with Haugen diagram you can also plot the sagging bending moment diagram in the same. So that will be your net bending moment. That will be your net bending moment, net BMD. Okay, now let us see this is the STAT output. So let us see how to model this particular structure in your STAT file. Okay, so let us see that. So first of all, this is your geometry. Okay, so this is my particular STAT file. Okay, so first of all we will start with your geometry of the structure. Okay, so what is the geometry? Let us see that. Horizontal length is 4 meter. Okay, horizontal length is 4 meter. Okay, so here this is 4 meter. After this you can select this nodal point. Okay, and go to the translation repeat. What is the length of the first column? That is 6 meter. So you can consider as a y-axis. Spacing is your default spacing is 6 meter. Okay, and consider as a link step. Okay, then okay, like this. Now the next dimension will be your horizontal dimension. It will be acting on, it will be considering x direction. Okay, and the total distance is around 2 plus 2 4 meter. Okay, so the total distance is equal to your 4 meter. So here it will be 4 meter. Link the link step and okay, like this. Again vertically it is in y direction. Okay, and the distance is 3 meter. Now while considering the distance, you have to write it as -3, because we are going in a global y direction but in towards the downside. So whenever we consider the dimension towards the downside, okay, in negative direction, so therefore the distance to be considered as -3. So it will be link step and it will be okay, like this. Okay, now we can delete the extra beams. Okay, now the second condition is your support condition. So we have to assign A and D as a fixed support in STAAD. So first of all, consider these two nodes. Okay, after considering the nodes, go to the command, go to the support specification, go to fixed condition. Okay, then assign and close, like this. Okay, now the next step is a assignment of a member property. So if you see that the I value for the column AB and CD is same. Okay, so we can define the column value, or we can define the property for AB and CD as same. So go select the column member, go to the commands, go to member property, select prismatic. Okay, here go to rectangular section. Now here we can define the YD as 0.45 as a standard and ZD as 0.23. So always we have considered the arbitrary dimension as width of the beam is 0.23 and depth of the section is 0.45. So you can take like this and then assign and close. Okay, like this. Now the remaining portion is beam. So if you consider, if you see that along the beam size the factor is 1.5. so whenever the factor is 1.5, then we have to consider the depth, as a depth factor will going to be changed. So the depth factor will be is equal to will be equal to 0.51. If you calculate, the factor will be 0.51. So here what we have to do, consider or select the beam, go to the command, go to the member property. Okay, prismatic section, then go to the rectangular section. Here the depth section is equal to 0.51 and ZD is equal to 0.23 as it is. Then assign, then close, like this. Okay, now go to the labels. Now go to the none section. If you don't want to see the properties on the screen, okay, go to property, select none, then apply. Okay, now the last step is assignment of the loads. Okay, for assignment of the load, go to the generals, go to load and definitions. Okay, under definitions go to the new case. Okay, sorry, under load case detail, go to new. Load case. Okay, like this. Definitions like this, add. load case, I think it will be load case add, like this, add, and go to the live load. Here you will consider as LL live load number 1, case number 1, add and close. Under live load again add, okay, again add the fact, then go to the member load, go to the concentrated force. The concentrated force is, what is the concentrated magnitude of the concentrated force is 30 kilonewton. Okay, so here it will be equal to minus of 30 kilonewton acting at a distance of 2 meter. Okay, this is going to add and close. Now select the required beam, select the concentrated load, then assign to the selected beam, assign, like this. It will be minus 30 2 meter. Okay, like this. Now we have defined all the properties to the structure as well as the loading. Now select all the member, go to the command, go to analysis, perform analysis, all. Okay, go to the analysis, run analysis and save, like this. So if you see that the stat analysis is over and zero error and zero warning will be appears. Now go to the post processing model, done. We have selected this value, apply, okay, live load case. Okay, now maximize this. Okay, we by default in post processing mode it will show your deflection mode. Okay, so we need not require the deflections, we require the bending. So click the MZ, bending Z. Okay, and if you see that, like this structure having a bending like this, go to the result section, go to view values, beam results and mid value. Okay, annote, close. So the answer will be like this: 8.192, 8.192, 4.9. This is 0.3. I think yes, this is 6.88. So let us see our manually calculated values. So our manually calculated value was like this: 8.12. Here stat will get 8.19. Here in case of it is 8.13, 4.5, 0.2. Okay, so here also we will get the answer at 8.19 minus 0.4, 4.9 and 0.3. So all answer is almost equal. Okay, so you just take the screenshot of this bending as well as the shear value and you can add in your practical file. Okay, so this was all about practical number 6. Okay, so solve this practical number 6 based on your numerical, your loading conditions, okay, your I factor, and submit it on or before 8th of February. Okay, I will create the practical number 6 folder in your Google Classroom, so kindly submit that practical in the same folder. Okay, so thank you very much for your kind attentions. Thank you.